Hey, we are live. Hey, astronauts. Live, live, live. Let me set up the polls for you guys. What is going on? Okay, let me make sure I get this right. Getting the polls ready as you guys come in. Hopefully, this is a good time for you all. I hope the week has been all right. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that can be a little bit chaotic. Oh, I didn't even think I checked the sound. Let me check the sound. That is something that is important that I need to do. But let me finish setting up the poll before I check the sound. Feel free to come in. Don't forget to like. And this week, we're going to, as always, do the weekly collective. And this question, the poll question, is based on last week's weekly collective. So get ready for that. I am using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck. Let me check to see if you guys can hear me. I want to make sure that I am clear and in the clear for you guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so you can hear me. My voice is loud and clear. That is wonderful to hear. All right. Welcome, 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 astronauts. I'm trying to fix this hair here. Welcome to the live session. As I said, we're using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck this week. I don't know, I'm just feeling this deck lately, so I have been using it a lot more. So as you come in, don't forget to don't forget to check out the polls. This poll question this week is based off of the past week's weekly collective. So the question is, how did the Ace of Cups show up for you this week? Did it show up in a way where there was a new emotional connection coming into your life? Did it feel like a fresh start in love or self-care? Was it some creative flow or inspiration or emotional release or healing? Oh, we got one for emotional release and healing. That was going to be my choice this week. I feel like this week was a little bit different. It just felt like I was in a different emotional headspace. So in a way, I would say that's more so emotional release and healing. Hey, Diamond Heart, definitely healing. I love to see that. That means, your spirits are lifting. There are brighter, better things coming for you. So, I think that's great. I hope you've all been doing well, especially you, Diamond. How have you healed? Like, was it like, hopefully, if it's too personal, you don't have to tell me, but said, how are you? It's quite intense. You know what? I'm doing pretty okay. For me, it felt more like I don't know, it's like a weight being lifted, a sense of like acceptance. Sometimes you get frustrated with a situation and then you're like, you know what? Let me not upset myself. And that was pretty much what happened for me this week. Without giving away too many details, because, I don't want to talk about people on the internet. But I hope that, you have a similar type of feeling of happiness and relief that is coming in. And how are you all? I'm just shuffling right now. You can't see my hands, but I am shuffling the cards. So if you guys have any questions, we can hop right into it. As always, if you're new here, I just want to say the questions are $5 for yes or no, $10 for in-depth. And also, I started this week. Don't know if you guys saw the announcement. If you want to pre-submit questions, like if you happen to miss the live at any point, all you have to do is email me, and I have the instructions below. They should be in this live. If not, I will put the instructions after the live ends, so you guys have it there. But essentially, you would just give me your name, let me know which method you paid from, and then I will answer your questions in the next live. Yes, I feel good right now. Yay! I love to hear it. Also, realization on where I put my energy. Oh, that's a great realization to have. And I think that you're right, that not that the Ace of Cups always embodies this, But sometimes the Ace of Cups can represent, feeling as though you need to reorganize yourself emotionally, right? Like when you're pouring too heavily into the wrong cup. So I just wanted to make that connection there with the Ace of Cups because I know it can feel that way or connect to that type of situation. And so now I'm glad that you are in a better place emotionally and things are good. And I feel the same way, even though this month has been kind of all over the place globally, but I did say, and I know a lot of other astrologers, tarot readers said the same thing, that this month is a lot. The wildest month of the year, to be honest. November too. November is going to be a little bit, you know, but September 100%. After that, not saying it won't be intense, but it's not going to be the same level as September and November. But yeah, I'm so happy to see you all. I'm trying to think, did I drop any cards? I thought I dropped something, but I guess I just dropped one card. Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure nothing is dropped. It doesn't look like anything has been dropped and that everything is all good. Let me get some water really quick, guys. I think I have some. I thought I did. Okay. Had to get some water really quick. So I was super thirsty, But yes, welcome to the live sessions. Sometimes if you're new here, I just want to give you the rundown. Number one, hi, I'm Brandy. I am a practical everyday tarot reader and Vedic, astrology researcher. So I go in and number one, I use my many, many years of experience to give grounded, everyday, real world insights so you can connect tarot to your everyday. And then from a Vedic astrology perspective, I obviously do a lot of research when it comes to people's charts, their lives, what's going on and what's happening in the world. And I also look at world events. Granted, I haven't made as many videos, but the past couple of weeks, I have done some videos on Uranus and Saturn going retrograde, as well as Saturn and Uttar Bhadrapada, and Uranus in Kritika. So if you want to check those out, all you have to do is go to the live and you'll be able to see it. The title is in the video with timestamps, and I go through all of 12 of the signs for Kritika and Uttar Bhadrapada. So I wanted to give that rundown. So the live sessions, that's when we have questions being answered. It's $5 for yes or no, $10 for in-depth, and I have Cash App and PayPal, or you can super chat if that's not available to you. That information is in the description. And I also love to poll you astronauts because I'm curious as to what you think. So this week's poll is based off of last week's look ahead forecast for the weekly collective. And the question is regarding the Ace of Cups. If you remember last week, we pulled the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. And I already asked you guys about the Knight of Swords on the community tab. That's why you got to check it out. Hey, Kiba, how are you? It is good to see you here. Thank you for stopping by to say hi. I love seeing a friendly face. I love anyone coming by in the live. Even if you don't have questions, you can feel free to just drop by and say hi or talk or whatever the case. But I am, I just want to interact, have fun like everyone else. But if you do want to ask a question, I am here and I'm using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck. I think that's what it is. Yep, Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck. There we go. Making sure I get it right. And feel free to hit the like button. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to answer the polls. Let me know how the Ace of Cups has shown up in your life, or if it's shown up in a different way for you this past week, put that in the comments. I am curious. Now, for me and for Diamond Heart, it has shown up as emotional release. And then I see for someone else, it's turned out to be a fresh start in love or self-care. Said pretty emotional. In 2 days, I will depart from Italy to Japan. Yay! I'm very excited for you, Kiva. I know you have been waiting so long for this. Said I feel very happy, but at the same time, sad to leave people that I care about. Very mixed emotions. Yeah, I can completely understand the state that you are in. You're in a place of a completely new start, so you're taking a really big leap, but I know it's going to be beautiful for you. And your emotions are completely normal and understandable. You're going into a new transition, a new phase in your life, and that's big. Moving to a different country, starting a new life, having a fresh start. These are all big things. So I can understand, the feeling that it must be intense, it, but also exciting. So I'm very happy for your new start, and I know it's going to be beautiful. That's a very big Ace of Cups moment, right? Wow. Thanks for your support. Really helped me through this path. You are welcome. And I'm glad I could be any support, but you're the strong one who is pushing through and being brave. So I cannot wait for you to get there and start your new life and have more happiness and beauty come into you. Japan is a lovely place. I've been there to visit, haven't lived there, but people seem to love living there. At least when I've seen people who are foreigners in real life too, as well. I've met a few people who lived in Japan for a period and they really liked it. So I think it's going to be good. I'm so excited. Is anyone else having some fresh new starts? Wow. That's a big journey. But it just goes to show you, like, I think I even mentioned in the video that the Ace of Cups can be like a feeling of an overwhelming of emotions, right? Where I said that briefly, how it's just like, wow, I'm feeling a lot. I have a lot of big feelings this week. So there is that with the Ace of Cups. You guys are doing such cool things. I'm so proud of you, my astronauts. Like, it seems to me, every time I talk to you guys, you're having really good things happen for you, and life seems to be getting better in alignment. And even if it's not, you're still finding your way through your journey and you still keep going. So it's very inspiring, and I'm proud of you all. I really am. I really am. Yeah, and Italy, for example, being polite and gentle is seen as a weakness to take advantage of. I always felt out of place to live here. Japan celebrates politeness and good manners. Yes, that is very true. That's one thing I like about Japan as well. You make a good point that they really emphasize being polite and good manners. The only thing that I don't like about that is sometimes it can create a lot of passive aggressive behavior, where people are like smiling, and they're doing like very subtle, shady things. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. But for the most part, when it's genuine or when everyone is in alignment with understanding these are the publicly acceptable behaviors, that I do like, I really do. Like, you don't see people running around screaming in the streets like too often. Like, so that is what I love about Japan. I know you're going to have a great time there. I can't wait until you keep me updated and posted. But speaking of the weekly collective, since I was on the topic and we're talking about big emotional shifts that happen for you guys this week, or emotional releases, or feeling just a lot of strong emotions, let's go back and do a recap of the weekly collective. So last week we had the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So we talked about how we might be in this place of checking in with ourselves, making sure we're feeling all right, making sure we're taking care of ourselves, staying in alignment, and continuing to nurture our goals is what the Queen of Pentacles is doing. And then when she's right next to that Ace of Cups, she wants to get a handle on her emotions. She wants to bring stability into her emotional realm. She wants to make sure she's at peace. She wants to make sure she feels calm. And then she also wants to be open-minded to new things that could be coming into her life as well. She doesn't want to be closed off to new circumstances or opportunities. So I do love that. And then we also had that Knight of Swords on the end. So at some point this week, you could have felt a little bit like, wow, I've got to make these decisions fast. I have a million things coming at me at once. I have to do this thing or knock this thing off my checklist. I have to plan for that. I have to meet with this person. I have to make sure that X, Y, and Z is taken care of. You know, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, he's zipping around. He is all over the place, and he's really focused on staying engaged in that mental activity. It is non-stop with the Knight of Swords. You know, reminds me of like my what do you call it? Undergrad college days where, you know, I was a student and it was nonstop from like 6 a.m. till I don't think I got home till like 9 p.m. It was nonstop having things to do, running around the city and all over the place. So very Knight of Swords going on there, and also can do with some planning. Like I know this week, the Knight of Swords for me, a lot of meetings, a lot of overlapping appointments, a million and one different emails. I was just joking with my therapist saying that, hey, I think I talked to literally everyone in my life this week. So that was it. What a workforce you are. Thanks, Kiva. But the Knight of Swords can be like that, you know, where you're just talking and doing a lot of things. So there is that. Now, let's get into this week's weekly look ahead, weekly collective. I think I'm almost done shuffling one. Just want to give it one more good shuffle to make sure that it is correct. All right. Ooh, better. We have the Temperance card this week. Is this focusing? There we go. Things are a little bit more balanced coming up. Oh, then we have the Five of Wands. So it makes sense. We're trying to balance that chaos going on here. We have the Strength card too. Okay. Having to power through. So it looks like we do pick up the pace a little bit. Let's pull all the cards together so you can see the Temperance, the Five of Wands, and the Strength card. So it looks like next week we are trying to balance more of that chaos that's going around. When we have that Five of Wands, says this really resonates with me. This week was super busy to me because I had to deal with boxes moved, luggage, insurance, check online, foreign SMN contracts, medical appointments. Yeah, you did a lot. Wow. That is incredible. But that is very much that Knight of Swords energy of having to check and do so many different things. Like the foreign SMM cards. You're right. It's all those little things that they don't seem like they will take that much time, but when there's so many of them and it piles up, it's like, whoa, this is a lot actually. And especially with the S&M cards, you got to do your proper research, and same with medical appointments. On point as always, Brittany. Thank you. Now, next week, we have that Temperance, that Five of Wands, and the Strength card coming up. So we're definitely trying to stay balanced. We're definitely trying to make sure we keep our heads afloat and above water. Now, we know that Five of Wands is definitely going to be, you know, people aren't going to be getting along. Everyone's always trying to state their case, or I guess make sure that they are the ones who are getting their way when we have this Five of Wands energy. The Five of Wands is a lot of butting heads, But the thing is, when I see the Temperance card and I see the Strength card, that is you doing your best to keep your cool. Both of those cards emphasize patience, discipline, you know, attuning to the right timing, being measured in your approach. You're not going to fly off the handle. And even if you do, it is going to be something it has merit to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be understood. It's not going to be this outburst. People are going to be like, oh, yeah, that actually makes sense. That person wasn't over exaggerating. They weren't over the top in what they were expecting or how they were communicating. So that is what I see when I see those two cards together. Also, when we have that Temperance card here, generally I get this Temperance card to just kind of trying to make sure you are taking care of the things in your life in a way that nothing is being neglected. And even if you don't have beef with anyone, sometimes that Five of Wands can just say that, hey, I've got a lot of things that I need to be taken care of. And a lot of things are competing for my time and energy. And I'm going to have to find a way to get everything done without losing my cool or losing my head or being too stressed out, especially with this Strength card here, because this is all about, I have to keep my mind focused on the prize. The Strength card deals with willpower, endurance, and long-term gains, or you could say long-term gratification. So you're making sure essentially you don't crash out. That is the feeling coming into next week. And I do like the Strength card because it does show that you're remaining disciplined. If you have any new routines that you put in place over the past weeks, which is possible because we do have a lot of eclipses going on, this is showing you're doing your best to sustain them, and you're making sure that you don't fall off track, especially with the Temperance and the Strength card here. Yes, you might have to make some adjustments. Yes, you might have to switch things around. Yes, there may be some things that are unexpected that are coming up, but the Strength card shows that you are holding in there. And at the end of the day, you're going to ensure that you get what you want. Everything has been, you know, smoothly accomplished, or at least it's been accomplished, even if it's not smoothly. And ultimately, it feels as though this week will be a lot, but you'll get through it. Okay. Sometimes I get the Strength card to feel like I just got to power through this. I know it's going to be over soon. I know it's not going to be forever. So I really just got to, I don't know what you call it. Was it like, grit my teeth and endure or something like that? That's kind of like the feeling of the Strength card. So, but I do see happiness coming this week, especially with Temperance and Leo. A lot of fire sign energy here. So that's Sagittarius, Leo. This is the house of education. This is the house of fun with Leo. This is the house of self-expression. Both of them have to do with inspiration. And so one thing that we see here is that we are highly motivated next week. We're highly motivated to get things done. A lot of fire energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if next week went by pretty fast, or it felt like it went by fast. But that's what I have. That's the energy coming in next week for the weekly collective. Let me know if you guys have anything that is coming up next week that may be in alignment with that. Maybe you are just anticipating wanting a break, because sometimes we get that Temperance card to say, wow, I'm really fighting for my vacation. Something like that. Totally makes sense with my situation. Yeah, you've got a lot to handle. Moving to another country, that's you're going to be busy, settling in, getting there. Like, I would imagine that is going to take a lot. Getting used to everything, the environment around you, learning I feel like you can learn I don't know if they don't call it the tubes in Japan, do they? You can learn the train system pretty fast, because I remember by the end of the week, and I only stayed in Japan a week, I kind of had it memorized. So I feel like that's going to be something you might get through fast, but it's still something new. It is still new, and I think it's going to be good. But hopefully we have a great week, guys. You know, I can't wait to see what unfolds for everyone and what you guys manage to accomplish, or how you end up feeling by the end of the week. I would imagine a little tired with the strength card there, but still motivated and still going strong. I'm the kind of person that can easily get lost in a straight street. Okay, well, make sure you bring a map and have your phone always charged so you know where you're going. Stop, people always make fun of me. That's too funny. Yeah, you need your phone fully charged. Make sure you buy a charger so you don't lose sight of where you are. You know, that happens. We don't all have good senses of direction. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. But that is so funny. It's definitely going to be an interesting week for you, Kiva. Oh, I think one thing I forgot to say, because we have a lot of fire sign energy, sometimes the fire signs can represent fitness too. So if you are like focused on fitness, this is a good week to, like, I don't know, what's the word you want to say? I don't know if say have gains, because gains happen over time, but more so you feel like pumped. You're like, wow, I hit some really great workouts this week. So that fire sign energy can do that. Just noticing that with Temperance and Leo. Oh, but hold on. Let me make sure that I have everything. I am really excited. I don't even think I mentioned the eclipse today. I did say that it was coming up. This is the solar eclipse, and this one is happening in Uttara Falguni, I believe. Make sure I did a post on it, but it was a while ago, and I have so many things in my brain that that my brain is like, I can't keep up, but I'm pretty sure it was Uttara Falguni that we're having it today as I speak. And I already mentioned the energy of this is very much like, you know, sacrificing for your dreams, even learning to address. Thanks, Brittany, for your time. I gotta go. Let's have a chat when I catch you in the next live stream. Thank you, Kiva. I will see you then. I know what you meant. But thank you. I cannot wait to see you then, and good luck. You know, stay safe and make sure you have your phone charged with your map, and so you don't get lost. Okay. I think I was saying, guys, that with Uttara Falguni, this is definitely addressing any sacrifices you want to make for your dreams. It's also going to talk about relational issues as well. Uttara Falguni deals with the star of friendship. And thanks, please take care of yourself. I will. Thank you. Thank you so much. So Uttara Falguni, because it's the star of friendship and marriage and connection, this can bring about some tense moments within relationships, but this is about addressing unhealthy patterns that you may have when it comes to how you're communicating, how you're moving as a couple, how you're expressing yourself. It's all about ensuring that you can provide support to the people you care about, as well as the things that you care about, right? So Uttara Falguni is in that sign of Virgo, the house of conflict and the material world and all of this jazz. So it really does talk about our efforts, the work that we put into things, and what is something that we want to invest our time and energy to on a daily basis. And so I know some of you talked about like how you're extending your energy. What are you pouring your energy and your emotions into? And that can be part of this story as well. Maybe you think about, I don't want to extend my energy in this direction, or I would rather spend my time and focus and energy and, relaxing more or being more focused on this thing or that thing. So these are the stories that can come up. There's a lot more going on. Obviously, I haven't gone through all the 12 signs and I'm not going to do it today. But just be on the lookout for Uttara Falguni's themes of friendships and granting wishes in a way, and virtue, kindness, balance, goodness. These are all the things that Uttara Falguni is known to, and also repurposing things like something old being reinvented and renewed into something that is repurposed, like house renovations would be like an Uttara Falguni thing. So that's all I wanted to say about the eclipse energy going on right now. I do have my card in case anyone has questions. I'll be on for another 10 or 15 minutes, depending on if anyone has any questions. I may do a pop-up later this week. It depends. Woo, I am certainly tired. It's been an exhausting week for me, guys. That Knight of Swords energy of, spinning so many plates, frustrating. But I'm very happy to, I don't know, guys, sorry. I told you, it's been an exhausting week. So don't mind me yawning. But I'm more than happy to be able to show up. Oh, don't forget, there's a video coming out today. It may be premiering now. I think I scheduled it for 1. So the fall 2020, fall 2025 reading should be out today. Want to make sure that I have it scheduled correctly. It should be out now. If I remember, I schedule my videos in advance. So that is why you're like, yes, just premiered. So be sure to watch the fall 2025 readings that will be up so you can get your predictions for what is going to be happening for you in the fall. I wanted to make sure that I had that video out today because it is the last day of summer. And then next week we're going to have the October 2025. I know this month flew by. September was so fast because there's so many different events going on. Technically, we have a few more days. We've got a few more days of September, but when that video premieres, wow, September is pretty much almost over by then. So go ahead, watch what's going to be happening and unfolding for you in fall 2025. It is a pretty good month. It's a pretty good month, I think. For a lot of the different piles, there seems to be a lot of themes when it comes to, I said pretty good month. It's a pretty good season. There's a lot of themes when it comes to up leveling and having some things granted and feeling accomplished. So I want that to be known for you guys. As you're going in through the piles, there are good things happening. I don't remember looking at any of the spreads and feeling like, oh, this is devastating or anything like that. It seems to be a very solid month, October. So keep that in mind. And October, I meant for the fall. Keep that in mind. October was good as well. So Also in the video, I am talking about, like, I might say month, but I actually mean, the fall season. I'm just very used to doing the monthlies. So there is that going on there. But I do think it's a great video. You guys should go watch it. The fall 2025 pick a card. It's out. It's cute. It's a fall theme for the thumbnail going on there. I would love some fall themed tarot cards. Maybe I'll get them. As I keep doing the seasonal videos, it'll be so nice to have an idea to have the cards be, you know, seasonal as well. So I'm going to think about that, in the future. So be sure to watch the video so that I can make those types of investments and really bring some joy and character and more character to the channel. I think that will be something for all of us to enjoy. Mm. Oh, goodness, guys. I'm so tired. I am so tired, guys. Whew. I think I need to take a nap. I really do. Oh, goodness. Oh, gosh. Whew. I need coffee. Every time I try to go get coffee, I always end up with the matcha drinks at Starbucks. They have these. Is this blurry or is this the? I think. Let me see. I'm trying to look for something to clean this with. Let me make sure that. I think it's just the window. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, as I was saying, every time I try to go to Starbucks to get a coffee drink, I always end up getting their iced matcha latte thing with the cold foam on top. And I didn't realize they could make it out of any syrup. So I have been very excited about that, because when they ran out of lavender for the season, I was so upset. I was like, please just buy more lavender. But they tried to sell me on strawberry, and then eventually someone was like, hey, like, you can get whatever syrup we have, you can have that be the cold form. So I have been going through all of the different syrups, and I, like I said, I've tried the lavender, the strawberry. There was another one I tried. That one wasn't bad. Can't remember what it was. Raspberry. Raspberry was pretty good. I liked the pumpkin spice, and so far the lavender the best. And then I tried pecan yesterday. So that is where I have been. Oh my gosh. But this week has been pretty busy. As I've said, there's a lot going on. And I have been taking the time to just give myself a moment to relax. So I hope you guys have been doing the same thing. I'll probably close out in a few because, doesn't seem like you guys are trickling in. So I'm going to shut this down, give it a few more moments just for sometimes people come in later. But as we give it a few more moments, I guess I wanted to, let you guys know the fall reading is out right now. It has just premiered 1 p.m. So if you want to see what's happening and unfolding for you fall 2025, go check that out. Second thing I wanted to announce again, because I put it on the community tab, but not everyone tunes into the community tab all the time. So I wanted to let you know that if you miss a live and you're looking back on things and you're like, oh man, I keep missing these lives, I now have it so that you can pre-submit questions. And I'm going to put that information in the description bar once this video ends. So you guys have that available to you. Like, all you have to do is email me, essentially give me the name you want me to use when I answer your question, and then, the payment method information. But other than that, it is quick, it's easy, it is simple, and I just want to make sure that I'm giving everyone the opportunity to participate in the lives. What did I click? Hopefully you guys have been hearing me. My screen was on the edit thing. But yeah, hopefully you guys get that opportunity. I want to make that known. Also, what we have is we have private readings available. That is what I was trying to say. And if you want a tarot reading by me, that is more than fine. If you want a astrology chart reading from me, that is also fine. I prefer doing the Vedic chart readings, and I will let you know. Normally, I will answer your question within 72 hours, but this is Astro-Tarot research for a reason. So sometimes you guys will ask me questions, and I'm like, you know what? I really need to do a deep dive. And if I feel like I'm going to need a little bit more time with that deep dive, it shouldn't be too much longer. I might just need an extra day. Then I'm going to message you. I'm going to let you know beforehand. But then you will have your reading available to you. Okay. So give me usually within 72 hours is when I'll give you the reading. Maybe a little bit longer, but like I said, I would let you know in that case. Trying to see if there's anything else before we, scurry on by. Be sure to tune in to the live next week. Now, I'll probably end up going live Saturday. Haven't been live Saturday and consistently in a while. I think I was live Saturday last week, but it hasn't been consistent. And so I'm going to show up for that. And then I think that is all I have for now. There is obviously things in the works behind the scenes, as always, happening. And I just want you all to know that I really appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to, I don't know, be a part of the channel, support my channel. I feel as though, everything is in a great place, at least from my perspective. So that's all I have to say. And right now I'm just editing and uploading the information for the pre-submitting questions. Let me put that there. So I just want to make sure it is obvious for you guys when you look back. You don't have to worry about it. All right. So it was great tuning in and being live with all of you. Thank you all for voting. I'm glad we've had some fresh starts, some emotional releases. Thank you all for stopping by. If I have time, I'll try to pop up during the week. This week is tight. You saw the cards. So no promises, no promises. And I wish you all well. Have a beautiful weekend. Have a beautiful eclipse. And that is all. Au revoir.